What screams I'm attracted to you, ... Sometimes being extra awkward even though you or him constantly talk to other people every day. Finding any reason to touch each other. Whether is play fighting, feeling up muscles, poking someone's bruise, comparing hand sizes. If they actively try to find a reason to touch you, they probably like you. Laughing at your worst jokes. Doesn't work when every joke I'll tell is amazing. This guy stand-ups. If they know you like a certain food and buy it for you. The guy I liked loved this one dumpling place near uni. He'd constantly stop and get some on the way home. One day when we were walking together, beforehand he said he felt like some but didn't have his card, so no money. So even though I knew he wanted some, when I asked if he wanted me to buy it for him, he politely declined. So I pretended to buy some for myself, since I sometimes would. Then I ate like 3 to make it believable and said I was suddenly full and he could have the rest. I just wanted him to be happy with his dumplings. When you can actually feel the eye contact. Don't be touching people's eyes, man. Could damage them. Staring and constantly glancing at someone. I do exactly the opposite. I've always did, to avoid creeping them out. When you're in a group and the person consistently looks at you whenever something funny happens. Is it because they want to see you smile, perhaps? More like they want to share the joy with you. The weird person in an alleyway screaming that at people. I'm happy someone has seen my work. Excuses to be near them. Let's study together, we'll get more work done. Oh, you're going that way? Me too, let's walk together. We should study together. We will be more productive. I'm oblivious to most things. My poor husband can attest to this. So screaming I'm attracted to you is the best way to tell me. I'm a simple woman, just some neon lights and glitter. When someone finds your jokes funny no matter how they are. Apparently my fiancé dropped a whole lot of hints before we got together. A big standout was complaining that she didn't have any plans for our junior prom, and then asking me what my plans for that night were. My dumbass responded with something to the effect of F prom, I'll be home playing Mario. I worked alongside this guy for several months, and he never said a word to me. For the longest time, I thought he hated me, as he would actively go out of his way to avoid speaking to me at all, or even make any kind of eye contact. It eventually got to the point where it was just uncomfortable, and I asked him what the deal was, and what I could have possibly done to make him dislike me so much. It took him a minute or so to respond, and then he said, I'm really sorry. I'm incredibly shy, and have been since I was a kid. But I think you are the most flawlessly beautiful woman I've ever seen, and I am terrified to talk to you. We've been together for over 3 years, and married for 4 months. Showing up extra cute when they know you're gonna be there. How do you know that isn't just how they normally look? If you only ever see them extra cute. Laughing when you make a joke, or laughing whenever you say something even slightly witty. They find excuses to be near you when there's no good reason. Hey, I got this new lamp for my place. Wanna come check it out? When they think you're beautiful on days you look like a rusted lawnmower. Uncontrollable happiness when they see you. A girl getting uncontrollably happy when they see me would make me very happy. Bold to assume anyone thinks I'm attractive. Oh hey, I got you something. Don't worry about it. It's only a seasonal gift that is incredibly specific and labor-intensive, which I am giving you to celebrate the 3rd week anniversary after your 6-month biannual birthday bash. Oh, it's nothing. I was just passing by, so I dropped it off at your house. I only live 13 hours away. By plane. When they casually pretend to have the same interests as you. Oh, so you too like. Picks up note. The geopolitical trade routes and currency used during Alexander the Great reign over the Macedonian Empire. I'm actually a history nerd and that turned me on a little bit. When you catch them absent-mindedly looking at you, even if they're doing something / talking to someone else, but they're still in tune with you and mindful of where you are in the room. Because even subconsciously they're thinking about you. Also, going out of their way to make you smile / laugh is a good one. Same with keeping notes on your interests. I'm attracted to you? some imaginary lady. Trying to become part of every conversation with someone else. Yay, I work at a butcher's. Person joins the conversation. Oh, I walked past a butcher's when I was 6. Losing their train of thought when you walk by, while they are talking to someone else. Yup. I work with my spouse. We've been married 14 years. I still lose my train of thought when he walks by. Trying to find out if you're attractive? Yeah, me too. Not going too well so far. If someone is asking you the questions about yourself that you secretly hope someone will ask. When you are chatting with a guy and start fixing your hair every once in a while without even noticing it. I met an Australian when I was a teenager. He was so gorgeous it was painful, and then when he spoke I couldn't even breathe. It was ridiculous. Anyway, he was dating my cousin and she introduced us. This is my cousin, X, and he said hi and I turned red, stuttered, and said hi, I'm her cousin X. She already said that. It was like a scene from a bad teen film. I was mortified. They're married now, though. When I was single I was terrible at picking up signals from any girls that may have been attracted to me. But I had one way that basically screamed it when the girl asked to buy me a drink. As soon as that happened I knew they were into me. Simple yet effective. Little gifts. Trying to find ways to spend time together even if it's brief or unnecessary. Staring and watching. Attempts at light physical contact. Reading this list and realizing no one has ever really been attracted to me. Starts conversations with you for no reason about something stupid just so they can talk to you. In high school a group of us would always hang out at this one girl's house. Her little sister would tease me relentlessly every chance she had. Not being mean, just silly. Fast forward, we now have 6 kids and still maintain that childhood lightheartedness every day. Laughter is the key to a happy relationship. I don't know. Any hints dropped at me flew over my head like a plane. When they are really boisterous around other people, but really shy around you, stealing quick glances and not interacting much. On my end it's usually staring/glancing, apologizing a lot, I think you're cool/ I like insert aspect, just generally being nicer than I usually am, pointing out everywhere or every time I see you shaking when nearby. I have really bad social anxiety. Good morning messages every day. Impulsively sharing your favorite music. Me and the homies do this. I'm attracted to you. Stop screaming, I'm trying to sleep. Raging mega huge boner. For me, someone who puts themselves out to help you. This extends to close friends as well, but if they're willing to miss something or expend time and energy just to improve your life or happiness, that's a very good sign. Worth mentioning, everyone's love language is different, shaped by their experiences. No answer in this list is invalid. The huggings, the small talks, the flirty touches. My brain as I fail to speak. When you start sending romantic music to each other, or at least that's what I do when I'm into someone. Throwing up just after seeing you. Well, I'm 43, male, and engaged to the sweetest woman I've ever met, and in my many years of experience I've come to learn that the surest sign that someone is attracted to you is when they are physically demonstrating affection. Other than that I have no effing idea. I, male, have a crush on a work colleague. Finale, and all of these replies validate it. But I can't swear elite FML. You can tell a girl likes you when she invites you upstairs in the middle of watching a movie, pushes you onto the bed, and starts having sex with you. Or maybe she's just Canadian and trying to be polite. You can never be sure, so better look out for more clues. For me, my eye contact is a dead giveaway. 27F. I'm not big on making eye contact as a whole with people, so if I'm looking into your eyes when you speak or look my way, you can bet I'm either imagining you necked or picturing what our relationship would be like. When I've had mutual instant crushes, we're basically both leaning into each other from almost the first interaction while we're talking, to the point of being on tiptoes or having to take a step back because one of us realizes we've closed the bubble too much. Also, the eye contact hits different. Very much looking at each other consciously and not just in that direction, and it's obviously Mutually disconcerting. Bonus points if one or both of us is rambling or has to try a sentence a couple times. In high school I was talking to a girl on the bus for the last few days and she finally asked me to walk her home one day. I looked at her and said, "Why would I do that? I live in the opposite direction." Never understood why she would ask me that for years, and one day it hit me. Touch. My crush and I work together. So I would usually come up and touch his shoulder, or poke him on his side. I dunno, lean my head over his shoulder when we are riding in the car. Even when he is passing me SMTH, like a pen, I'll try to touch his hand. That kind of thing. They look at you often. When they enter a room with you in it, you're the first person they look at. When they think you aren't looking back at them, they use this time to stare. Whenever something funny or weird happens, you're the first they look at. And when you're alone, they either make awkward conversation with you or sit in silence, waiting for an opportunity to stare at you. According to this comment section, I'm attracted to a lot of people. Not true, lol. I have a terrible sense of humor, so I laugh at everything almost. I stare at people especially if I'm curious about them, not in I'm attracted to you way, and tend to lose my train of thought because I have ADHD lol. Usually if I'm attracted to a guy, I do tend to stare, but I get really flustered about it, and usually try to mess with him, i.e. before I started dating my current boyfriend I kept pushing away the coffee table he kept his feet on. Also if I find out it could be mutual, I'd usually tell them straight up that I have a crush on them or something. I don't play around. Have a boyfriend currently that I met working at Kroger. They put me on back stock and I had no idea where everything went because I had only been there for a week. He comes to find me as I'm wandering aimlessly through the aisles just to tell me he was getting off. I looked at him, looked at the cart, sighed, and as I was about to ask him I hear the voice of his best friend, that also worked there, tell him sternly, "Don't simp." He simped and stayed the extra hour to help me. 2 years now. When in a group of friends, he starts talking about the awesome time he had last night with this one girl. How she's so beautiful, friendly, sexy, and you're just sitting there realizing he's talking about you the night before when you hung out with him. That was awesome. No one knew he was talking about me. It was so flirty, sexy, secret. Edit. Okay, so there's a bit more to the story. He did tell everybody about me and they didn't know it was me. But the truth is I was his boss, and after work he came to my house and I gave him a blowjob. The whole next day he was bragging about how sexy this woman was, and how he had received the best blowjob of his entire life. He gave details. What lingerie I was wearing, that I swallowed, everything. And nobody knew he was talking about their boss. I had to pretend I was upset at the conversation and even told him, of course in front of the staff, that he was making the whole thing up. That was a fun day at work. It probably shouldn't have been a pretty big sign when we were throwing pickup lines back and forth at each other and I was constantly flustering her, given I got her eventually, but it would have saved me a lot of time. I recall a documentary years ago on PBS that showed similar physical behaviors by male and female humans across the globe, regardless of culture. Lingering eye contact, eyes squinting and winking, families flipping their hair, even when it was short, over the top laughing, and ultimately, touching a hand or arm. I've noticed this all the time since, and it's fun to watch at a cafe, bar, or club. Once you start seeing it, it is obvious. Apparently not making eye contact and slash or running away. Normally I'm confident, but it all goes out the window when I'm attracted to someone. Don't try this method. It doesn't work well. I know this will probably get lost in the comments, but always being the last person with you after everyone goes somewhere else at a party. That was the biggest tell. They never wanted to leave your side. They may not know your name or who you are, but somehow they will always be where you are. I used to smoke and somehow all the women who liked me would go out to smoke with me or stay well after to hang out with me while we chain smoked outside together. Terrible habit but wonderful for meeting people. I've had girls who were sort of rude to me or wouldn't look at me or speak to me end up being the ones that had crushes on me. It's almost like they mad at you for not feeling the exact same way they do inside. Or mad at themselves that they're not confident enough to tell you. So they treat you like they don't like you, but they do. What a confusing world.